Hello everyone, it's Mari here for Honeybee Stamps. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm going to be creating a really cool vintage box using this brand new vintage gift box die set from the Adventure Awaits collection. This is such a cool die and I can't wait to share with you the process for creating this fun little gift box that I'm going to be using for Father's Day. Now this is also the Lucky Lures stamp set and it coordinates beautifully with the vintage gift box die set. You can see all of the really cool stamps that coordinate beautifully with the idea of creating a vintage gift box that's going to be fishing lure themed. And just love all of these different little kind of vintage looking stamps that are part of this set. Now I have stamped out the images that I plan to use from the set onto some white cardstock in black ink. I used a slow drying black ink so that I could do a little bit of heat embossing. I'm just spreading some clear embossing powder over top of the stamping. Then I'll take this to my heat tool and melt that embossing powder. And what that'll do is just give a really nice shiny surface to work with. And that all of that stamping is going to be really nice and raised and super shiny on the project. So now I've got that all stamped out and ready to go. I'll go ahead and use the Coordinating Lucky Lures die set to die cut out all of these different images. The great thing about that die set is it not only cuts out the shapes, but it also cuts out all of the different words that are part of that set as well. So all of these different stamped images are going to become die cuts that I can use to embellish my little gift box when I'm assembling it. So I'm going to go ahead and place all of those coordinating dies on the stamped images. I'll tape those down with Easy C tape. And now I'm going to add some color to my cardstock with some ink. I'm using Distress Oxide ink in Bundled Sage and Vintage Photo today to colorize the different die cut pieces here. So this is going to be the top of the gift box and I wanted to give it just this really kind of vintage look. I'm starting off here by using a blending brush and the Bundled Sage, just blending it on there lightly and getting a little bit darker around the edges, but in the center part really light. And then I'm going to go in with my Vintage Photo and just add a little bit of that in there too. And it's just going to make it look kind of grungy and worn. I really like this look. So once I'm finished with doing that to this piece with the Vintage Photo, I just go over it again a little bit with the Bundled Sage, and I'll use that same technique on all of these different little side pieces as well. Now you wouldn't have to use these side pieces. You could just go ahead and decorate or colorize the box as I'll show you here in a little bit without these side die cut pieces. But I really like the dimension that these little pieces add. And I did go ahead and add the green and brown ink on there in the same way. And I'm just tapping some water on there just to create that little bit of distressed look. I'll dab the water up and that's just going to leave those little water droplet looks in the Distress Oxide ink. And I'm also going to splatter these with some white Dina Wakley gloss spray, and that's just going to add a little bit of texture as well. And I'm also going to splatter the pieces with the Vintage Photo, and so I've just got that stamped out on my mat. I'll take a wet paintbrush and splatter that onto my pieces as well. Now these are the pieces that are cut from that vintage gift box. I did die cut these from some craft paper. I'm taking the Vintage Photo and the Bundled Sage inks, and I'm going to add those inks to these pieces of craft paper just to create that really distressed and kind of old looking effect. So then I'll just take that Bundled Sage and go over the brown a little bit, mostly concentrating the brown in the center area. So you'll just see me going over the center with a heavier hand. And I'll do the same thing here with these pieces. I'll just splatter with some water so that just creates the distressed look with the ink. So once I get that splattered with the water, I'll go ahead and dab that up with my cloth. And I'll do that with each one of those different pieces that are for the sides of the box. I'm also going to splatter these sides as well with the Vintage Photo watered down ink. And I'm going to colorize some of the other little die cut pieces as well. The little fish, I'm going to use Twisted Citron Oxide and the Vintage Photo to them as well. I'm going to use this piece from the Vintage Gift Box die set to cut away the center of the top of my box. So I'm going to place the die over top of that center area that's stamped in that same shape. And it makes it really, really easy to line this up. I'll die cut the 2 pieces of cardstock at the same time, both the very top piece that's stamped and the box. And there you can just see that creates a perfect opening in the center of the top of the box. Now, I wanted to do this just to create this fun extra little element. It's going to allow the recipient to get a little bit of a glimpse of what's inside the gift box before they open it. So I'm going to add a little bit of double-sided tape to the back of the front of the gift box. And I'll add my acetate piece that I've cut to size over top of that. And that's just going to create this little opening with a little window on the top of the box. Now I'm going to start to assemble the box. I'm going to take the one piece that's just the skinny long side piece, and I'm going to add it to the one side of the box so that that side has flaps on it as well. So I'll take this piece here, add the double-sided tape, and then I'll take this extra piece, or this piece that's just the extra side piece here, and now that side will have flaps as well. I'll go ahead and add some double-sided tape to the other flaps to get this all adhered together. So I've got a little bit of that double-sided tape on this side flap. I'll just add it to the other piece that's left, and that's just going to adhere the rest of the box together. I'll go ahead and add a little bit of double-sided tape to the last flap that needs adhesive, and that's going to secure our box together. So super simple assembly for this box. It actually does not take long to do at all. So I'll just go ahead and remove the release paper off the back of that double-sided tape. I'll just fold the box closed over that flap, and that's going to adhere that last side together. And this is really cute because it's got the little flaps now that fold in, and then the ends fold in, and there's even a little spot there, a little divot that allows you to open the box super easy. So you can put some treats in there or a gift card. It's a really, really cool little gift box. So now I'm going to assemble the other little pieces onto my box. I'm going to add double-sided tape onto this front piece, take that release paper off the back, and then add that onto the box so that that window has this covering on it, allowing that aperture opening to fit perfectly over top of the window. So once I have that secured in place, I'm going to just burnish it a little bit and make sure that that double-sided tape is really well adhered. I'm going to attach these side pieces just with some Honey Bee Stamps liquid adhesive and get those secured onto the sides. So like I said, I did colorize the box so that, just to show you, you don't have to use these side pieces. You could actually just, colorize the box with the ink and the splatters, or you can also add these pieces over top. So I just wanted to show you the different ways that you can use a different type of process to distress the box. So once I have these 4 side plates or side pieces on, the main decoration for the box is going to be finished, but I also wanted to add a couple of other little bits just to give it a little bit of extra pizzazz. So you can just see how beautifully this folds up and closes. And I'm going to add this adorable little sentiment piece that's in the stamp set, and of course the coordinating dies in the Lucky Lures. And this one says Lucky Lures established 1969, I believe is what it says. And now I'm going to just take that fish that I die cut and add that just below. And I just wanted to add a little bit of foam adhesive on here as well, just to give it a little bit of extra dimension. So I'll just take my tweezers and add that fish on the front. And now I'm going to take some of the other little die cut pieces that I've created to add a little bit of extra interest on the side. So I'm going to put the little fish hook or the lure on this side, and then on the opposite side I'll put this little go fishing sentiment. I think that's super cute. And that's going to finish up the sides. So now I just want to show you how perfectly a gift card fits into this box. So you could put a little bit of tissue paper and the gift card into the box. However, I think it would also be really nice to put some treats in there, or maybe even some fishing hooks. I think would be a really cute idea. So this is a really adorable little gift box for Father's Day. That's definitely what I'm going to be using this for. I think it's just so cool, so unique and interesting. And I have linked up to all of the different products that I used for my process today in the description box below. Have a wonderful day, friends, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.